All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going on this really cool journey deep inside the human body to pull back the curtain on its secret mission control, this hidden communication network that's, basically running the whole show. I mean, have you ever stopped and really wondered about that? What is it that's pulling the strings behind the scenes? What makes you feel happy one moment, or totally freaked out the next, or even just tired? Well, the answer is this amazing, super powerful system, and that is exactly what we are going to unpack today. So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the secret messengers. Then, we'll take a little tour of the command centers. After that, we'll see how the whole system handles an emergency situation. And then, we'll tie it all back to that wild time of life we call adolescence, and even get into some real-world advice for navigating it. Okay, first things first. Let's meet the key players in our mission control, the messengers themselves. These are the guys carrying all the top secret instructions. So this whole system, it runs on things called hormones. The best way to think of them is like tiny chemical messages. They're made in one part of your body, then they get sent out through your bloodstream to deliver really specific instructions somewhere else. And what's amazing is how precise they are. They only act on the exact target they were meant for. Now, your body has a couple of different ways to send these messages. You've got exocrine glands, like your salivary glands. Think of these as having a direct pipeline, a duct, that sends their stuff right where it needs to go. But the endocrine glands, the ones we're focusing on, they're totally different. They're ductless. They just release their hormones directly into the superhighway of your bloodstream, letting them travel all over your body to find their destination. And this diagram right here illustrates that difference perfectly. See that? The exocrine gland has a clear channel, a tube, to get its secretions out. The endocrine gland, on the other hand, just releases its hormones right into those blood vessels. It seems like a small difference, but trust me, it's the absolute key to how this entire body-wide communication network actually works. So now that we know how the messages travel, let's go meet the command centers themselves, the main endocrine glands that are making all these crucial hormones. First stop is the thyroid gland. It's right here in your neck, kind of wrapped around your windpipe. You can think of this gland as your body's metabolism control center. It regulates how quickly you burn energy. Its hormone, thyroxine, is absolutely essential for everything from your body temp to your heart rate. It's basically the difference between feeling energetic and ready to go or feeling sluggish and slow. Next up, we have the adrenal glands. They're these two little glands that sit like tiny hats right on top of your kidneys. These guys are your body's emergency response team. When you're stressed out, excited, or scared, they pump out that famous hormone, adrenaline, which instantly gets your body ready for some serious action. And we'll see them in action in just a little bit. Tucked away behind your stomach is the pancreas. Now, it has a really important job producing hormones like insulin. You ever feel that crazy energy crash after eating something super sugary? Yep, that's your pancreas getting to work. Insulin's main job is to manage the sugar levels in your blood, making sure your energy stays stable. And finally, we meet the boss, the pituitary gland. It is tiny, pea-sized, and it's located at the base of your brain. But don't let its size fool you for a second. There's a reason it's called the master gland. It releases hormones that literally control what many of the other endocrine glands do. It is the conductor of this entire hormonal orchestra. So, let's do a super quick recap of our key players. The thyroid's thyroxine runs your metabolism, the adrenal's adrenaline gets you ready for action, the pancreas's insulin handles blood sugar, and the pituitary's growth hormone, well, that helps you grow. Each gland a very specific job. And to see how they all work together when things get intense, let's check out a classic high-stakes situation. Okay, let's put this system to the test. What actually happens when your body thinks it's in danger? Let's zoom in on one specific high-speed mission, the fight or flight response. So imagine this. You're just walking down the street, minding your own business, and bam, a car horn blares right beside you. Your entire body just instantly kicks into overdrive. But how does it all happen so fast? It all happens in a flash. First, your brain perceives the threat. Instantly, it sends a signal to the adrenal glands to pump out adrenaline. That adrenaline makes your heart pound and your breathing get faster, which rushes oxygen to your muscles. At the same time, your liver dumps a bunch of glucose, that's sugar, into your blood for quick fuel. And the result? A massive instant surge of energy and strength, getting you ready to either fight the danger or run away from it. That's fight or flight. Okay, so that was a split-second mission. But let's connect all these ideas to a much longer mission, one that pretty much everyone goes through: adolescence.
This entire time of huge transformation is being directed by the very same internal mission control. You know, this quote really nails it. It's that transitional stage. You're not really a kid anymore, but you're not quite an adult yet either. It's a time of just explosive development, and you better believe hormones are the main architects behind all of it.
And the changes are, well, they're pretty dramatic, right? You get these sudden growth spurts, your body shape changes, voices get deeper, your skin gets oilier. All of these things are just the visible proof of brand new hormonal instructions being sent all throughout your body.
And this is where it all connects back. It all starts with the master gland. The pituitary sends out the signal telling the body to start producing sex hormones. And it's those hormones that then go on to direct all of the physical changes we just talked about. It's a perfect example of the endocrine system running a long-term project.
Understanding the biology is one thing, but actually living through it, that's a whole other ballgame. So let's shift gears from the what and why to the how. How can you manage this really intense period of change? Look, with all of these physical and hormonal changes happening so fast, it is completely and totally normal to feel new emotional challenges. Your brain itself is doing some major rewiring, which can lead to mood swings and a lot of stress. But the good news is, once you understand what's driving it, you can use some tools to help you navigate through it.
And this slide right here is basically your personal toolkit. Simple things can make a gigantic difference. Getting regular exercise, making sure you get enough sleep, trying out things like deep breathing. They can all help calm your body's stress response. Even just getting a little more organized, making time to laugh, or diving into a hobby you love can be incredibly powerful ways to support yourself during this hormonal marathon.
So, from a simple rush of adrenaline to the incredibly complex journey of adolescence, your endocrine system is always on, always working, constantly sending messages. It's telling a story about what you're feeling and what you need. So the real question is, are you taking the time to listen?